Chosen one. Something keeps happening to you, and you cannot figure out why. Different people, different circumstances, but somehow the ending always feels the same. You keep finding yourself in the exact same emotional place, wondering how you got here again. If you have ever felt like you are stuck in a loop that keeps repeating no matter how hard you try to break free, what I am about to reveal will finally make everything clear. You are not cursed. You are not unlucky. You are not being punished. What you are experiencing is something far more specific. And once you understand it, you will see that you have had the power to change it all along. But first, you need to see the pattern that has been invisible to you until now. Think about the last 3 significant relationships in your life. They could be romantic, friendships, or even work connections. Now notice something. When each of those relationships ended or became difficult, what was the core issue? Strip away the surface details. Forget the specific arguments or situations. What was the underlying feeling that kept showing up? Was it feeling unseen, feeling controlled, feeling like you had to prove your worth, feeling like you were giving everything and getting nothing back? If you are starting to notice a theme, go ahead and comment "I see it now," because recognition is the first step toward freedom. Here is what most people do not realize. You are not randomly attracting the same type of person over and over. You are unconsciously selecting them. Your wounds are calling out to their wounds. Your unhealed parts are magnetized to their unhealed parts. And this is not happening because you are broken. It is happening because your soul is trying to heal something, but it keeps choosing the wrong classroom. Let me explain this more clearly. Somewhere in your past, something happened that taught you a lie about yourself. Maybe you were abandoned, so you learned that you are not worth staying for. Maybe you were criticized, so you learned that you are not good enough as you are. Maybe you were neglected, so you learned that your needs do not matter. These lies became beliefs. And these beliefs became invisible filters through which you see every person who enters your life. When someone shows up who confirms that old belief, something in you recognizes them. Not consciously, your conscious mind might think they are different, exciting, special. But your subconscious recognizes the familiar wound, and it whispers, "This is your chance to finally prove that old belief wrong. This is your opportunity to get someone like this to finally choose you, value you, stay with you. And if you can accomplish that, maybe you can heal the original wound. But here is the painful truth. You cannot heal an old wound by recreating it. You cannot prove you are worthy of love by convincing someone incapable of loving you properly to love you. You cannot fix what your parents or your past did to you by getting a romantic partner or friend to do it differently. That is not healing. That is repetition. And repetition without awareness is just suffering. This is why you keep choosing people who are emotionally unavailable if abandonment is your wound. This is why you keep choosing people who are critical if not being good enough is your wound. This is why you keep choosing people who are self-centered if neglect is your wound. You are not attracting them randomly. You are choosing them specifically because they match the original injury. And some part of you believes that if you can just love them hard enough, be good enough, give enough, they will finally become the person who heals you. If this is landing hard right now and you are starting to see your own patterns, let everyone know by commenting "patterns recognized" so we can support each other through this awareness. Now, I want you to think about something specific. Remember the moment you first met the last person who hurt you. Not the entire relationship, just that first meeting or those early days. What did you notice about them that you ignored? What did they say or do that gave you information about who they really were, but you explained it away? Maybe they talked badly about their ex. Maybe they were inconsistent with communication. Maybe they made small promises they did not keep. Maybe they showed you through subtle actions that they were self-focused or emotionally immature. You saw these things, some part of you registered them, but you did not listen to that part. Instead, you listened to the part that said they have potential. Everyone has baggage. I can help them grow. They just need someone to understand them. This time will be different. That voice was not intuition. That voice was your wound speaking. Your wound was saying, I recognize you. You are familiar. You are my chance to finally win the game I have been losing since childhood. This is one of the most important things I need you to understand. The people who are wrong for you will always feel familiar. They will feel like home. And if home was where you learned to abandon yourself, doubt yourself, or minimize yourself, then familiar is not safe. Familiar is just the reactivation of old pain. What actually feels strange and uncomfortable is someone who treats you well, someone who is consistent, someone who does not play games, someone who values you without you having to earn it. That feels wrong because it does not match your internal programming. Have you ever noticed that when someone genuinely kind and available shows interest in you, you feel nothing, or worse, you feel bored? You might even find reasons to dismiss them. Too nice, too simple, no chemistry. But what you are really saying is they do not activate my wound. They do not make me feel that familiar anxiety. They do not give me something to fix or chase or prove myself to. And without that activation, you mistake peace for absence of connection. This is the trap. You have been conditioned to associate love with struggle. If it is not hard, if you are not fighting for it, if you are not trying to earn it, it does not feel real. So you keep choosing people who make you work for scraps of affection. You keep choosing people who are inconsistent because the intermittent reinforcement keeps you hooked. You keep choosing people who need fixing because being needed feels like being valued. Comment, I am ready to break this cycle if you are tired of repeating the same painful patterns and you want something different. Let me tell you about the 3 stages everyone goes through when they start to break this cycle. The first stage is awareness. That is where you are right now if this message is resonating. You are starting to see that this is not about other people being broken. This is about you unconsciously choosing broken people because of something unhealed in you. This stage is painful because you have to take responsibility, not blame, responsibility. You have to acknowledge that you have been participating in your own pain. Most people get stuck here. They become aware of the pattern, but they use that awareness to beat themselves up. They think, what is wrong with me? Why do I keep doing this? I am so stupid. I will never change. That is not awareness. That is just a new way to confirm the old belief that you are not good enough. Real awareness is neutral. It is simply seeing clearly without judgment. It is saying, oh, I see now why I have been making these choices. This makes sense given my history, and now I can choose differently. The second stage is grieving. Once you see the pattern clearly, you have to grieve. You have to grieve the time you lost. You have to grieve the relationships that were never going to work, no matter how hard you tried. You have to grieve the fantasy that you could love someone into wholeness. You have to grieve the little version of you who learned to believe you were not enough. This grief is necessary. Do not rush through it. Do not pretend you are fine. Feel it fully so you can release it completely. The third stage is choosing differently. This is the hardest stage because it requires you to act against what feels natural. It requires you to notice when you feel that familiar pull toward someone, and instead of following it, you pause. You ask yourself, is this person actually good for me, or do they just feel familiar? Are they showing me through their actions that they are capable of healthy relationship, or am I projecting potential onto them? Am I choosing them, or is my wound choosing them? And here is what makes this stage so difficult. When you start choosing differently, when you start dating or befriending people who are actually healthy, it will feel wrong. It will feel boring. It will feel like something is missing. That feeling is not truth. That feeling is withdrawal. You are withdrawing from the addiction to chaos, intensity, and proving your worth. Healthy love feels calm. It feels stable. It feels easy. And if you have never experienced that, easy will feel suspicious. You will be tempted to sabotage it. You will look for problems. You will create drama. You will test them to see if they will abandon you like the others did. This is your wound trying to recreate the familiar dynamic. Do not listen to it. Sit with the discomfort of being treated well. Let yourself be loved without having to earn it. Allow consistency even though unpredictability feels more exciting. Choose peace even though chaos feels more like passion. If you are in stage 3 right now, trying to choose differently and fighting against old patterns, comment choosing peace so others in this stage know they are not alone. I want to share something that might help you identify whether someone is actually right for you or just familiar. Pay attention to how you feel in your body when you are around them. Not the butterflies or the anxiety or the intensity. Those are not signs of connection. Those are signs of activation. Real connection feels like your nervous system can relax. You can breathe fully. You do not have to monitor their mood or manage their reactions. You do not have to perform or prove anything. You can just be, and that is enough. Also, notice the difference between how they make you feel about yourself and how they actually treat you. Someone who is wrong for you will make you feel amazing sometimes and terrible other times. The highs are high and the lows are low. You will spend enormous energy trying to get back to those high moments. Someone who is right for you will make you feel consistently good, not in a dramatic way, in a steady, reliable, safe way. They will show up when they say they will. They will follow through. They will communicate clearly. They will respect your boundaries. They will care about your feelings. These things sound basic because they are. But if you have been in relationships where these basics were missing, they will feel extraordinary when you finally experience them. And that is when you know you are healing. When you stop being impressed by the bare minimum. When you stop making excuses for poor behavior. When you stop accepting potential instead of reality. When you stop prioritizing chemistry over compatibility. Let me be very clear about something. Chemistry is just your wounds recognizing each other. Compatibility is your values aligning and your communication flowing and your life goals matching. Chemistry will make you feel alive in the moment. Compatibility will make you feel peaceful over time. Chemistry can exist with the absolute worst person for you. Compatibility requires actual work and awareness, and two people who are both committed to growth. You have probably heard people say when you know, but what they do not tell you is that what you know might be wrong if you are still operating from wounded patterns. You might know that someone is familiar. You might know that they activate something in you. You might know that being around them feels intense. But that knowing is not wisdom. That knowing is recognition. And recognition of a pattern is not the same as recognition of a healthy match. Real knowing comes from a different place. It comes from clarity, not intensity. It comes from observing someone over time and seeing that their actions match their words. It comes from noticing that you feel more like yourself around them, not less. It comes from experiencing conflict with them and watching how they handle it. It comes from seeing them interact with others and respecting how they treat people. It comes from recognizing that they are doing their own healing work and not expecting you to fix them. Comment healing attracts healing if you understand that you cannot build a healthy relationship from a wounded place. There is something else I need to address. Some of you are thinking, but I have tried choosing differently and it did not work. I dated someone who was stable and kind, and it failed anyway. Here is what I want you to understand. Choosing a healthy person does not guarantee a successful relationship. Sometimes healthy people are not compatible with you for other reasons. Sometimes timing is wrong. Sometimes life circumstances get in the way. But here is the difference. When a healthy relationship ends, it ends cleanly. There is communication, there is respect, there is closure. You do not spend months or years trying to figure out what happened or why they changed or what you did wrong. When an unhealthy relationship ends, it leaves you confused, hurt, questioning your reality, and often still holding on to hope that they will come back or finally see your worth. When a healthy relationship ends, it leaves you sad but clear. You understand why it did not work. You can identify the incompatibility. You do not have to villainize them or yourself. You can grieve the loss without questioning your entire sense of self. So if you tried choosing differently and it did not work out, that does not mean you should go back to choosing people who hurt you. It means you are learning discernment. You are learning that not every kind person is right for you, but unkind people are definitely wrong for you. You are narrowing down what you actually need instead of just avoiding what is familiar. Also understand that breaking these patterns is not a one-time decision. It is a daily practice. You will be tempted to go back to old patterns many times. You will meet someone who feels like home in all the wrong ways, and you will want to give them a chance. You will get tired of being alone, and you will consider lowering your standards. You will doubt whether healthy love exists, and you will think, maybe I should just accept what I can get. These moments will come. What matters is what you do when they arrive. In those moments, I need you to remember something. Being alone is not the worst thing that can happen to you. Being in a relationship that slowly erodes your sense of self is worse. Being in a relationship where you have to shrink yourself to be loved is worse. Being in a relationship where you give everything and receive breadcrumbs is worse. Being in a relationship that repeats your childhood wounds instead of healing them is worse. Loneliness is uncomfortable. Soul erosion is devastating. You deserve more than someone who only values you when they need something. You deserve more than someone who keeps you around as an option while they search for something better. You deserve more than someone who loves you when it is convenient and discards you when it gets difficult. You deserve more than someone who makes you question your worth. You deserve someone who adds to your peace, not someone who constantly disrupts it. If you are struggling to believe you deserve better, comment, "I am worthy," so you can start rewiring that belief. Now, I want to talk about what happens when you finally break the pattern. When you finally choose someone who is actually good for you, or when you choose to be alone until that person appears. Something interesting happens. All the people from your past who fit the old pattern will suddenly reappear. The ex who ghosted you will text. The friend who only called when they needed something will reach out. The person who could never commit will suddenly want to try again. This is not coincidence. This is your soul testing you to see if you have really changed. These people are not coming back because they changed. They are coming back because they sense you have changed. They sense that you are no longer available to play the old role. And some part of them wants to pull you back into that familiar dynamic. Do not go back. Do not believe their promises. Do not think this time will be different. They are showing up now because you are finally moving on, not because they are finally ready to show up for you. This is one of the hardest tests you will face. Because when you are lonely, when you are doubting whether anyone else will ever come along, when that person from your past shows up with exactly the words you always wanted to hear, it is so tempting to believe them. But I need you to remember this. If they were capable of being that person, they would have been that person when you were together. Growth is possible. People can change, but change requires time, self-awareness, and sustained effort. It does not happen because they miss you or because they finally realized what they lost. It happens because they did deep internal work, and if they did that work, they will be able to show you evidence of it, not just promises. Ask yourself this: what is different about them now besides their words? Have they been in therapy? Have they been single and worked on themselves? Can they identify specifically what they did wrong and why they did it? Can they explain what they learned and how they have changed? Or are they just saying, "I miss you, I made a mistake, I want another chance"? Words without evidence are just manipulation. Do not fall for it. Also, pay attention to how you feel when they reach out. Do you feel excited because you actually want them back? Or do you feel excited because their attention temporarily fills the void and makes you feel wanted? There is a difference. Wanting them specifically requires you to actually like who they are, not just like how they make you feel about yourself. If you remove the validation they provide, would you still want to be with them? If the answer is no, then you do not want them. You want what they represent. Let me tell you what they represent. They represent proof that you are lovable. They represent the fantasy that you can finally win the game you have been losing. They represent the hope that you can heal your wound by getting them to choose you this time, but you are already lovable. You do not need their proof, and you cannot heal a wound by having the person who created it suddenly behave differently. Healing happens inside you, not through them. Comment moving forward, not backward, if you are committed to not returning to people or patterns that hurt you. I also want to address something that comes up a lot. Some of you are wondering how to trust your judgment when you have made so many wrong choices. How do you know if you are choosing someone healthy or if you are just choosing a different version of the same pattern? This is a valid concern, and the answer is that you learn to trust yourself again slowly through practice and by paying attention to your body, not just your thoughts. Your body knows the difference between safety and activation. When you are around someone who is good for you, your body relaxes, your shoulders drop, your jaw unclenches, your breathing deepens. You feel at ease. When you are around someone who is wrong for you, even if they seem perfect on paper, your body will tell you. There will be tension somewhere. Your stomach might tighten. Your chest might feel heavy. You might notice yourself holding your breath. These are signals. Pay attention to them. Also, give yourself time. Do not rush into anything. Observe how someone behaves over weeks and months, not just days. Watch how they handle stress. Watch how they treat service workers. Watch how they talk about their exes. Watch how they respond when you set a boundary. Watch whether they follow through on small things before you trust them with big things. Healthy people will respect your pace. They will not pressure you to commit before you are ready. They will not make you feel like you are going to miss your chance if you do not decide right now. And here is something crucial. Trust that if it is right, it will still be right in 3 months. You do not have to grab onto someone out of fear that no one else will come along. You do not have to settle because you are tired of being alone. You do not have to ignore red flags because you really want it to work. The right person will still be the right person when you take your time to be sure. Another thing to watch for is how they respond to your healing. If you tell someone you are working through past relationship wounds and trying to build healthier patterns, a good person will support that. They will respect your boundaries. They will be patient with your process. They will not take it personally when you need space or time. A person who is wrong for you will get defensive. They will make your healing about them. They will pressure you to move faster than you are comfortable with. They will tell you that you are overthinking or that you need to just trust and let go. Those are red flags. You also need to be honest with yourself about whether you are actually ready for a relationship. Just because you understand your patterns intellectually does not mean you have healed them emotionally. Just because you can identify red flags does not mean you will not ignore them when someone you like displays them. Healing takes time, and there is no shame in being alone while you do that work. In fact, being alone is often necessary. You cannot heal relationship wounds while you are in a relationship. You need space to reconnect with yourself, to learn who you are outside of caretaking or people-pleasing or proving your worth. If you are in that healing space right now and choosing to be alone while you work on yourself, comment healing alone first because that is powerful and more people need to know it is okay. Let me share what your life can look like when you finally break these patterns. You will wake up and not immediately check your phone to see if someone texted. You will not spend hours analyzing what someone meant by their message. You will not wonder if you did something wrong every time someone is quiet. You will not feel anxious when making plans because you know the person will actually show up. You will not have to beg for the basics like communication and respect. You will not have to convince anyone of your value. You will simply exist in relationships where your value is obvious and appreciated. You will have conversations that do not leave you feeling drained or confused. You will have conflicts that actually resolve instead of just getting buried. You will have someone who is curious about your inner world instead of just tolerating your presence. You will have someone who celebrates your growth instead of feeling threatened by it. You will have someone who wants to build something with you instead of just wanting you to build them up. And most importantly, you will like yourself more. Because when you are in healthy relationships, you do not have to abandon yourself to keep the peace. You do not have to ignore your needs to meet someone else's. You do not have to shrink to make room for someone's ego. You get to be fully yourself. And that version of you is loved, not in spite of who you are, but because of who you are. This is possible for you, not someday far in the future. Not when you finally become perfect or completely healed. Right now, you can start making different choices right now. You can start honoring your worth right now. You can start paying attention to red flags right now. You can start choosing peace over intensity right now. Every small choice you make in the direction of your healing compounds over time. 6 months from now, you will look back and barely recognize the person who accepted so little. But you have to start. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect person to prove to you that you deserve better. You have to decide that you deserve better and then act accordingly. You have to stop giving chances to people who have already shown you who they are. You have to stop hoping that your love will change them. You have to stop choosing potential over reality. Comment, I am starting today if you are ready to take the first step toward breaking your patterns and building the life you actually want. One final thing I want to leave you with. You are going to make mistakes. You are going to slip back into old patterns sometimes. You are going to ignore red flags you said you would never ignore again. You are going to give someone a chance who does not deserve it. You are going to doubt yourself and your progress. This is all part of the process. Do not use these moments as evidence that you cannot change. Use them as information. What triggered you to go back to the old pattern? What were you feeling when you made that choice? What need were you trying to meet? Learn from it and keep moving forward. Healing is not linear. Some days you will feel strong and clear and certain. Other days you will feel weak and confused and tempted to settle. Both of those days are part of your journey. What matters is the overall direction you are moving. Are you choosing yourself more often than you used to? Are you honoring your boundaries more than you used to? Are you speaking up for your needs more than you used to? Progress, not perfection. That is all you need to focus on. And remember, you are not doing this alone. There are so many people walking this same path right now. People who are tired of repeating the same painful patterns. People who are choosing to be alone rather than be with the wrong person. People who are learning to love themselves enough to demand more. You are part of a community of people who are breaking generational cycles and healing ancestral wounds and creating new possibilities for what love can look like. That is sacred work. That is brave work. That is the work that changes everything.